Record. Hi, my name is Messiah King, and this presentation is on capital punishment. In this speech, I'll be discussing why the death penalty should be illegal. So what you'll find in my presentation, you'll find what capital punishment is, where capital punishment is for practice, why death penalty is unethical and barbaric, how death penalty goes against Hippocratic oath, and how death penalty is way more expensive than any life sentence. So then you may be asking, what is capital punishment? Capital punishment, also known as the death penalty, is the legalized killing of someone as a punishment for a crime. This crime usually being murder. This was brought to America in 1608. Where is it legal? It is legal in 27 states in America, Taiwan, Singapore, Belize, Zimbabwe, and a few other places. I chose this topic because I live in one of those states, North Carolina. So to help you picture what I'm talking about, I'm going to have you picture yourself living in a state that allows a death row visitation. You go and visit your brother every week, a man on death row, faithfully every 2 weeks. You and him talk like he's still free, but after every visit, you can't help but break down the car thinking about his impending death. Time passes, and it's now 2 months later, and the day of your brother's execution. You've been asked to attend his final wish. You drive the prison in tears, walk to the viewing room in tears, and watch as euthanized. You can't help but burst into the ugliest cry, unable to hold back your emotions. You scream and holler for your brother. To restate what I said earlier, during the speech, I'll be explaining why capital punishment is unethical, barbaric, breaks the Hippocratic oath, and is costly. To my first point, capital punishment is unethical and barbaric. Majority of the older methods of murder, like electrocution, hanging, lethal gas, and death by firing squad, are still used in the States. They may not be as prevalent as lethal injection, but they are still used in some states. These methods of murder are not quick and easy for kills. They at times have the person who has been subject to them hurting or waiting to be murdered for seconds to minutes, maybe even hours if it's that long. People also justify capital punishment by saying it's an eye for an eye. This is unethical and quite frankly, hypocritical, because it has the people who are murdering is doing the same behavior as a murderer who's on death row. Moving into my second point, breaking Hippocratic oath. Hippocratic oath is a promise to not cause harm and try to save patients at all costs. Lethal injection requires lethal injection requires a physician or a doctor to prepare it. This can be seen as breaking the Hippocratic oath. Even though there's no direct punishment for breaking the Hippocratic oath, it can be seen as malpractice, which can cause a physician or doctor to be fined or lose their medical license to practice in that state. We're going to go into my final point, costs. One report from a Susquehanna University suggests that capital punishment costs about $3 billion more than it would have to have everyone on death row serving life sentences instead. The average federal prisoner costs $37,000, while the average death row prisoner costs about $60,000 to $70,000. This is because the death row prisoners require more staffing, single cells, legal costs, pretrial costs, jury selections, trials, incarceration, and appeals. So with that mindset, it would be easier to put someone on death row for 20 years. Like with the appeal process going, it would cost less to put someone. It would cost us to put someone on. Oh my god! I started so bad. I cannot do that.